Welcome to another episode of Behind the Studs, your home improvement and remodeling podcast, where the two most entertaining guys discuss the do's and don'ts in home construction and in the remodeling industry. Remember that you can nail it, paint it, or just tune into the show. How about that? Here are your hosts, Colin Shaw and Jimmy Driscoll.
Hey everyone, it's Colin
and Jimmy.
We're here with you guys behind the studs.
That's it.
Good to see everyone again.
Howdy doody.
Yeah. And how you been doing, Jim? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. Finally getting some warm weather, but the guy behind us over here is not that warm.
I know. He likes it cold.
Yeah.
He's like the cold miser, right?
Jeez, I wonder why he likes it cold, because he's making money when it's cold.
All right. So yeah, everyone, we have a sponsor today, which is great. We welcome them. Warmly Yours Radiant Heating has been an industry leader for over 20 years. From floor heating to towel warmers to snow melting, Warmly Yours offers a radiant solution for every area of life.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that nice?
This is interesting.
I feel all warm and cozy right now.
Oh, well, take it easy now.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's introduce the elephant in the room here. This big guy standing here, sitting behind us here. Scott, you have to see it on video. You'll see
I will. I can't wait.
That's right.
All right. So,
ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome, live from, where is he?
Chicago. I think.
From Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah.
Mr. Scott Rosenbaum. Did I say that right?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining us today.
You guys, too. Thanks for having us on today.
Absolutely. It's great.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So you're out in Chicago. What's the weather like?
It's cold and rain. It's rained here consistently. We call this February 75th.
All right.
Hey,
what's that mean?
That's an inside joke. That's a Chicagoan thing, right?
Yeah, well, February is only supposed to have 28 days, but this year it's got 75, and we're stuck in the middle of it.
Right. All right. All right. We're picking it up where you're putting it down, Scott. We got it.
Now, Scott, you have the longest title possible.
Yeah, some of it's actually true.
Okay. Operations Manager of Technical Product and Management Radiant Expert.
Well, that's me. I answer to whatever they call me, so that's fine. I manage our technical support department, and I help make sure that there's always people on the phones. When people like your viewers have problems, they can get a hold of us. And I also work on the team that works on adding new products to our offerings.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So you're in product development, too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very cool. That must be a lot of fun, actually.
It is. You see a lot of new stuff out there, and it's great to see the new ideas that are always floating around.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have tons of products, which we'll get into in a little while, but, all the other things that, I wouldn't even think of, you guys are thinking of. It's just
when
amazing.
you say radiant heat, all I think of is radiant heat in the floor.
Right.
I just seen a German set up on a house over here, and they had radiant heat on the wall, like a radiator.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. It didn't look too efficient to me.
No,
but
well, these guys have panels.
Yeah,
they're actual wall panels.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We have and primarily the panels are for the people that have missed the boat and they redid their floor and they didn't know that they could heat the floor. You'd be surprised how many people there are like that. And we say, hey, I know that you've just missed doing your tile floor, but how about putting a radiant panel in this room to keep you nice and cozy? So yeah, when I started here, we did floor heating and we had 1 or 2 towel warmers, and that's been over a decade ago. And we've launched a lot of products. And when we started out, we said, if you can walk on it, we can heat it. And we've graduated from that.
Is your radiant heat hot water or is it electrical? How do you use it? It's electric.
We use electric.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay. So how long has this company been around, Scott?
About 20 years. Actually, just celebrated 20 years at the end of April. So quite a while.
Nice. Well, happy birthday.
That's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did you get the start again? How basically it was you just jumped on it?
Oh, we lost him.
Are you gone?
Nope, he's back.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Good.
Just so everybody knows, this is our first remote podcast.
Yeah.
So we have somebody who's not in the studio, so we're working out some of the kinks on the new technology here. So just bear with us.
We're a little kinky right
now. Yeah, we're good.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So how did the company start?
Well, Julia and her co-founder took over a floor heating website, about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And it was simply floor heating under tile. And from there, it just blossomed as more people said, hey, can you do this? or why don't you do this, or why don't you do that? And then all of a sudden it became what it is today. Wow. Pretty much offering roof and gutter de-icing, getting water off of your roof down to the ground, pipe freeze protection, keeping your pipes from bursting, a whole bunch of stuff that we do with electric radiant heat.
Well, I can understand living in Chicago, and it's so cold in the winter there. You hired the engineers to fabricate and to make these new products available to the consumer, correct?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We take what our customers are looking for, we design it, and that's what the product team here does. We go, what do we need to do? How do we need to make that? And we start working on it.
Okay, I'm blown away about this one. Some of the current trends that you have. Colin was telling me this a few weeks ago, that you warm the countertops in the kitchen, right?
Yes, when you sit down in your breakfast nook, or sit down at your island in your kitchen, and you put your arms down on a granite surface, it is jarringly cold. So what we've done is we've worked with a manufacturer. We heat the overhang from beneath, or we can actually heat the entire countertop if you want. But really, we just try to heat it where you put your arms down.
That is crazy.
That is, and we're looking at this piece of granite right in front of us here. That's pretty cold.
Yeah.
I wonder what we could do.
Yeah, well, wherever you put your arms, that's where you want to heat. Because where you don't put your arms, you really don't care what the temperature is. But it's really, 6 or 8 inches from the edge of the table. That's where you want that heat to be.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense.
Nuts.
And it's funny. At first, we're like, really? Who's doing this? And then we talked around, and sure enough, there was people who have done it, and they're like, oh, it makes a huge difference.
They like it, huh?
Yeah, and they're like,
Really?
we're having a party, and people come over, and they put their arm down, and they're like, oh my God, it's so warm. So it definitely has a place.
It feels great in the morning when you're eating breakfast, that's for sure.
Yeah, I bet so.
Geez, that's like a bidet.
Do you
A warm water bidet?
They don't do bidets.
No.
They don't.
No. That'd be shocking, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
When I have to tell you really quick, since you brought up bidets, when I bought my house and I moved into it, the only thing that was working in the bathroom was a bidet. So those mornings were real exciting at my house for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I just traveled to Morocco, and everywhere I went, in every bathroom, we had a bidet.
Really?
And, oh my God! I was the happiest tourist. So happy. Really.
That's great.
Sorry. All right. Thanks for sharing, Jeff.
Yeah,
Enough information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now one of the things I want to talk about, and again, we'll get into all of them, but the one that first of all, to know a little bit about me, I hate New England, and I can't wait to get someplace warm. So one of the things I really hate is shoveling the driveway. So now you have heating panels and cables. Is that what it is?
Well, it's actually you can buy the heating product in 2 different ways. One is just a loose cable that you manually attach to a rebar or to the sub holder of that area, or you actually get the cable that's attached to mesh, and you just roll the mesh out, and it fills that space very, very quickly. So you can get it in a couple of different ways in a bunch of different voltages, 120, 240, 277, 208, whatever you have at your building, we can heat it.
Wow.
So it basically before you pave,
Before you pave. Yeah.
Before you pave, you lay it out, right?
You do 2 things with concrete. You simply attach it to the rebar, and the spacing of the mesh lets the concrete go straight through. So you have a nice heated concrete slab with the heat located about halfway in the about 2 inches from the top and 2 inches from the bottom of the slab. So that's a nice sweet spot for concrete. And then the way you do asphalt is very, very simple. You just have the machine come do your base layer, and then you lay down the product on top of that, and then they come behind that with shovels and rakes and hot asphalt and cover it up and then steamroll it.
Wow.
That's something.
That's something. You got to look at the pictures online if you haven't. It's pretty cool.
No, I haven't seen it.
So you got all this snow all over the place, but there's nothing on the ground. It's so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, neighbors must hate you.
Yeah,
well,
right?
I'll tell you what, one of our videos, the video showing that exact application and installation, we did it, and I hosted that one, and that's had well over 1 million views over the last year.
Wow.
All right, so Scott, we're here in Connecticut. I got a homeowner who goes, says the same thing. I don't want to shovel my driveway anymore. How do we get you from Chicago to Connecticut? How does that work?
Well, what we do is we hook you up with people that have done it before. And that way you get the product from us. We're not installers, but we have a list of people who have installed the product before. And you would just involve them with us, and we could do a meeting with them over the phone or over Skype or however you want to do it. And we would talk with the with either the asphalt guy or the concrete guy, and then you would need an electrician to wire it all up.
All right.
Now, how about pavers or brick or anything else? Does it still work with that? Do you know?
Pavers, it works great with pavers, yes.
Okay. All right, because we get those around here, cobblestones and different things like that. So, yeah.
What you want to watch out for, there's one thing with pavers or cobblestones and that sort of thing is you don't want to get that product too thick. The maximum thickness you want on a cobblestone or a paver is about 2.5 inches because you need to keep that cable close to the top of the surface.
Sure, makes sense.
All right,
yeah,
that's cool. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. So I should learn how to do this.
You should. Then you could be an authorized installer.
Right. So what would I have to go out to Chicago and learn how to install it, Scott? Is that what I would have to do?
You could do that, or we could meet up with you once again. These Skype meetings are great. And really, once you look at the installation manual, it's really very simple. And we will have a pre-installation meeting with you however many times you want or how often you want. We also can offer somebody to come out and help supervise the installation. I've done that a few times, and a couple times the installer didn't show up. So guess who ended up installing it?
Scott. Scott.
Yeah.
Scott. Yes. So it's possible to actually get you to do the install.
Hey, money talks.
Right.
I know you're a busy guy, so it's going to cost a little bit to get you to install.
Is it expensive to do this?
Well, the one thing you have to think about when you're talking about this type of product is you probably have an existing driveway. And a lot of times the reason why you're looking into a new driveway that's heated is because that old one is failing. So what you have to also think about is you think about the cost of getting the old one out and then what the cost of the new one is. And then what we offer is you'll find out that our cost is going to be nowhere near related to the cost of the asphalt or the concrete.
Right.
Right.
But it's a great system. We can do manual controls. You can do automatic controls that come on when it starts to snow. Once it gets below a certain temperature, it could be as automatic as you want it or as manual as you want it.
Wow.
That is nuts.
It is. It's crazy. I love it.
So if you can take the time to actually physically, I know this is a lot of work, but actually turn the dial on the timer, that's a lot of work considering you don't have a shovel anymore.
Yeah. In today's world, I mean, we're not supposed to turn buttons or anything else, are we?
Oh my God. Yeah, you may be behind the times.
Yeah.
Mind power.
They want you to have it on the phone now. I need the app.
Yeah.
I need my driveway app.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we've got roof and gutter de-icing, pipe freeze protection, which is great. Towel warmers, I've heard of those, so I'm sure those are awesome. Radiant panels, what we talked about. LED mirrors, is that explained? Is that outside on your vehicle or like?
No.
In the house.
If you've ever been to a really fancy hotel, a lot of hotels in Las Vegas have these mirrors that actually have the light built in behind them, and the light comes through a frosted glass section of the mirror. So they really are a great accent light, and they work perfectly in bathrooms.
Well, Motel 6 is way behind the times right now. I know that.
They didn't have any of those in Morocco?
No. They'll just come by with a flashlight or a lighter. How are you, my friend? Yeah. I give you a nice price. There you go. Pipe freeze protection, towel warmers.
But now I want to know about the mirror defogger.
Yeah.
Mirror defoggers, those are great products. The mirror defoggers simply raise the temperature of the mirror so water can't condense on that section. So that gets rid of the mist.
Huh. And what is there? There's a sensor in the glass or?
No, it's very simple. It's like a big peel and stick. You tell us how big your mirror is, and we'll give you a corresponding size of it's like a great big decal that sticks onto the back of the mirror. And then you just simply wire it into the power supply for your overhead lights. So when you turn the lights on, the mirror defogger is on, and then you take a shower, you get out, and all of a sudden you can see yourself.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It is. So what's the stuff you guys have is just mind blowing.
What's the current trend now? What are you selling a lot of? What is it?
Well, people are they're turning their bathrooms kind of into spas because they want to get that spa feel at home. So what we've really been working on, one of our newest projects, has been getting heating, radiant floor heating in the shower and in the bathroom, and then also allowing you to put in a waterproof shower system and have mats that are custom designed to fit into those prefabricated kits that we sell. So it makes it as simple as you can possibly make it to install a shower and then floor heating into a shower.
They used to have problems when they first came out, right? Didn't you get shocked?
Oh no, that was a whole different story.
That's a whole different story.
Yeah, not these guys either.
Right.
So.
No, I'm not saying it's you, Scott.
Yeah.
But when they were first coming out, they were having problems with that. But I'm sure you don't have any problems because you wouldn't be selling them if you did.
Our floor heating is wet location listed for Canada and the U.S., which means it's passed an extra watertight test. It's very resilient. So, we, knock on wood, haven't had any problems whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Great. Do you find that you're, is it do-it-yourself friendly, or do you need an experienced contractor to do some of these products, or are they some of these you can do yourself? You can install these yourself. Yeah,
the indoor stuff is really it can be done by pretty much any DIY person, except for hooking up the electrical. Electrical part, we always suggested an electrician.
Yeah, get an electrician. Okay, cool.
Sure, that makes sense. Now, I just want to go back to the we were just talking about the showers. Now you said you sell the kits, so you sell the actual pan that the mesh goes on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. I just wanted
and it's not only the pan; it's the waterproofing of the waterproofing membrane that goes on the walls, the seals for the pipes, all of that, which creates a completely watertight shower assembly that's very, very, very quick to install.
Nice. And then you just go over it with the tile.
Yeah, and then. Well, before you put the tile down, we'd like you to think about maybe heating that floor too. And we have mats that are designed to fit right into those pans.
Nice. Okay.
All right. I got to look into this.
Yeah. You just got done with your bathroom too.
Wow. Damn.
Is it like a little spa?
No, thank God. Thank God. No, Scott. I'm so glad I met you now.
He'd be broke.
Oh my God. Broke? I'd be in the floor.
Yeah.
Really?
The one thing we've seen, just going on about the shower thing, is a lot of people, decide when they get to a certain age, they want to what they call age in place. They want to continue living where they already do, but you have to take the barriers away from them that keeps them from enjoying their house. And one of those things is taking the curb off the shower. So we have part of this system is you can do curbless showers. We can waterproof the entire bathroom. So in case you get a slow drain in your curbless shower, you don't have to worry about it, getting right outside the shower and then going into your living room down below. We can make that entire room waterproof.
I've seen those. I've been in a few of those, and it's weird, but it
makes
cool.
So much sense.
Yeah, but
if you've got the time and the person's got the budget, to waterproof the floor, everything. I mean, that's such the way to go.
There's so many products that are out there now too. The waterproof membranes. That are fail safe, so they're great. I mean, that works really well.
Yep.
But yeah, good idea. Super. Shit, I gotta go to the tile guy tomorrow anyway. I just remembered that. Thanks.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, how about maybe some examples of really cool projects you've been involved with or seen?
Oh wow, I've been on site to a lot of different places. There was a place called the Ocean House just outside of Newport, Rhode Island.
I was going to say, Yep.
Make it close for you guys if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
It's at Watch Hill.
Yep.
And we installed the floor heat, and they completely gutted. They tore that famous building down, and they completely redid it. And we did a lot of the floor heating in there, especially around the windows, because there's a lot of windows in all the rooms.
Yep.
So I was out there, and I trained the crew that was out there how to put that in, and we did some rooms in there. So I think pretty much every guest room in that hotel has got radiant floor heat in it.
Wow. Wow, that's a good size property too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of our products are being used in tiny houses, like on the different network shows. We're doing Himalayan salt spas, yoga yurts. We're doing zoo like what would you call it? Animal enclosures to heat them up for people like in Nebraska and places like that where it gets a little inclement.
Yeah.
I think they should do that for like animals too, outside. Like, the towns don't have any money, but I mean, for shelters and things like that, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But, animals are in behind the cage. I think that would be really cool too. We'll see what happens.
We've done dog runs. I just spoke with someone in Colorado who put one in and a dog run out there. It was a concrete one. They wanted to keep it clean in the winter. But now they don't have to worry about the dog finding a place out in the yard that isn't covered with 6 feet of snow. They have they have a clear slab area for them to go take care of business.
Nice.
What's your favorite product? What do you like the best? Do you have one?
I really like this. I've been really pushing for this shower product because we know that a lot of people are redoing their bathrooms, and we really want them to get the heat into the shower because it makes it so much more comfortable. And when you're doing that, why not make it as easy for a homeowner to do that project? And we've got videos. We're very, very hands-on. We've got 24/7 tech support. So we're very DIY centric. And we wanted to get something where somebody could put a shower in themselves. And if they didn't have all the answers, they could call us any time of day and night, and we would tell them how to get through that. So that's one product I'm really high on right now.
Okay, great.
Very cool. Now, I would imagine you have to have all of these products at your house to be able to experience them and talk about them. Is that correct?
Well, I started in a house that had only a bidet, so I'm still getting other stuff out there.
My man.
We're back to that bidet.
Well, that's what got him going.
I hope to. Let's put it that way. I do have some roof and gutter. Actually, you guys might get a kick out of this. The front of my house, when I moved into it, had water damage from ice damming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a section right in front of the house. So the whole front around my front door was all rotted. That whole wall came out, and we had to redo that. So one morning I woke up and went to breakfast, and I walked down the hall, and I looked over to go, wow, I can really see outside because my whole wall is missing. We had to replace that all. I put that roof and gutter melting system in there, and it's on an automatic controller, and I haven't touched it since.
Wow.
That's
nice.
Awesome. That's great.
That is good. I bet. I bet it does.
How do we find you, Scott? How do we find you? Your website. What is it? Your website?
WarmlyYours.com. So it's 2 Y's in the middle. WarmlyYours.com. Also, we have quite a few videos on YouTube. You can just look that up too. We've got a lot of pretty much anything we sell. We have a video that shows how it goes in and how it's put in. Mm-hmm. So for the DIYers out there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we've got we're on Facebook, all the other social media spots.
Okay, so to get your product, full disclosure, I have used your product, the floor heating systems and stuff. So I go through my tile company. Somebody else would just order products online. You don't sell them like retail and outlets or anything else.
You can get us just about everywhere, but we do sell direct, so you don't have to go through distribution if you don't want to.
Okay.
But the homeowners can find us on any of the big box stores, any of their websites. We have a lot of products on big box stores' websites.
Oh, okay,
that's great.
So, wow. Yeah, it's probably special order type stuff because they probably don't carry a lot of it, I would think, in stock. But that's great though. They can just go right on there and get the product. That's nice.
That's cool.
I didn't realize that
was so educational.
Yeah. All right. So we asked this of everybody. Any horror stories that you can think of? Anything that you saw happen
or customers wanted something that was just so outlandishly crazy. You're like, yeah, no, we can't do that.
I manage the tech support department. So if you guys have ever dealt with tech support, people usually don't call to say thanks.
No, you don't get those calls. Huh?
No. We talk to people when they are in their worst predicament usually. Mm-hmm. And what we have found, and I'll be completely honest with you, the most problems we have and the biggest problems that we've dealt with are simply with people who haven't read the instructions.
There you go. That makes
as simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, they call up, and say, I've done this, I've done that. And you just go, well, I wish that you would have looked at there because it's on, and then I'll go through the manual. I say, please look on page 10 because right there it tells you what you need to look for and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I can tell you completely honestly that the biggest problems we had were simply people not following the instructions.
Makes sense.
Try plugging it in. Try flicking the breaker. That's usually what it is.
Yeah, I mean, some of these cables, I don't want to get too techie on everybody that's watching and listening, but the cables that are designed to go on the floor are designed to be a certain length. Okay,
Right.
they have to be. When you buy them, they have to be installed completely, and they need to be installed in. If you're doing a tile floor, they have to all be buried under tile. So we get a call from a person who's installed the floor. They put the tile on, and now they say, "I've got 20 feet of extra cable. What do I do?"
Jesus, a little late now.
Right, because that cable just can't be. You can't just cut it and shorten it to whatever length you want. There is a product that you can do with that, and it's usually used in gutters for roof and gutter heating. It's called self-regulating cable, and you can cut it to length. But but the stuff in the floor is constant wattage, and constant wattage is designed to have so many ohms per linear foot, and that you add the voltage that you're using, and that tells you that you have to have a certain length of that cable. If you start removing the cable, you start removing resistance. And if you've ever heard the word ohms, you know that ohms means the more resistance you remove, the higher your current is, which means you can get really, really hot cable if you take too much off.
That's not good.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
A little warmth, not a lot.
Oy vey.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I would not want to be that homeowner who was like, I got all this. Oh my God. That's horrific enough. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Scott. Oh.
Yeah, and we're not out to
Oh.
we're not out to penalize anybody either. You
No.
know, we're here
sure.
we're here to get their system working,
Yeah.
and we bend over backwards to say, okay, here's what the problem is. Here's what we need to do. Are you in or are you out? And if you're in, we'll do everything we can to get your system going.
Nice.
So I just created the perfect scenario, Scott. So there's tech support taking phone calls, and the guy answers the phone. Yes, I understand. Please hold for a second. Hey guys, I got another one.
That never happens.
Right.
Well, that's not too bad. It's like this morning at 5:45 a.m. when the first tech call came in today. You know, we deal with those. Easter was just a few weeks ago, and I got up from Easter dinner to take a phone call from somebody whose thermostat wasn't working. So I mean, we're in it for the long haul.
You're a good
I'm
guy,
just
Scott.
always amazed that some people would call on a holiday. Really? You couldn't wait, an extra day or something?
No, they can't, man.
It's
Because
crazy.
they're expecting a house full of people. They want to make sure their
Right.
floor's warm, right?
I know, but I don't know.
Well, Scott, we know one thing too is that we're expecting the phone call because we always get it.
Mm-hmm.
We get the phone call the week before the 4th of July saying, "Hey, can you come on over tomorrow and paint our deck? We're having a party on the 3rd, on July 3rd."
Yeah.
Is that okay? And they figure to drop everything. Yeah, we'll bring it right there.
Yeah.
We'll be right there. Actually, you know what? We've got a helicopter with buckets full of paint. We're just going to fly over and dump it. I suggest you take the umbrella and furniture off the deck.
That's what drones are for.
That's
right.
There
That's
you go.
what- I'm going to get painting drones.
Yeah, there you go. That worked out great. Well, hey, Scott, it was great having you on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time out and being our first remote feed. So
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, really, Scott. There was. We will post you.
Yeah.
We'll get all your information out for you. Please keep us in the loop when you get new product,
Yeah, absolutely. Love to talk about
because
it.
we'll talk about it and we'll get it out there. We'll chat it up. It was very, very interesting. I was very, very impressed.
Yeah,
Very impressed.
I love the company. I love the product. So I do highly recommend it to anybody who's looking to heat some floors in a variety of different other places now.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
All right, Colin and Jimmy, it was great speaking to you guys. Thanks again for having us on.
Likewise.
Scott.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.